It's working.
Thanks for doing that, Lindsay.
Oh, that is it's super easy. Once you figure it out, just like anything. Okay, cool, there we go. Okay, got it. All right. I'm gonna grab a cough drop real quick because I can feel this coming on. We're gonna start lying down with, hold on, before I run away, with a theraband and a Fitball if you have one, no problem if you don't, and then something to stretch with.
Okay. Am I the one?
What's that?
Am I the only one, or are there more people coming?
Jenya should be joining us. So yeah.
Okay.
She's probably just running late. Yeah, so go ahead and lie down. Okay. And I will be right back. Just gonna do this real quick. All right. Oh, hey, Jenya. There she is.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay. Are you feeling better?
Yes, much better. Thank you.
Oh, good.
The moral of the story is if you get COVID, stay home a few days longer than you think you need to. I didn't do anything. We saw friends who had COVID at the same time we did. And I went to Trader Joe's. And those were like the only places I went. And somehow I got strep or something. I'm not exactly sure. It didn't respond to the first antibiotic. So some sort of throat infection. But I feel much better. It just took longer than I'm used to with antibiotics. All right. So Jenya, we're using a theraband today if you had one.
I do.
Ball. What's that?
I do. I just need to find where I put it.
A Fitball if you have one. If you don't, this is something we can always work around. And then something to stretch with, which can also, your theraband can double as that.
I have all of that.
What's that?
I have all of those things.
Perfect. Keep them handy. We're going to start lying down. If you have a Fitball, go ahead and grab it. If you don't, you could also use a foam roller. So if you don't have a Fitball, go ahead and grab the roller. We're going to take a minute just to kind of settle in here. Keep your ball where you can reach it. Close your eyes for a moment and just settle into your body and settle into your breath. Be comfortable in whatever position you've chosen here. Begin to soften your facial expression. Let your shoulders drop toward the floor. The chest opens a little bit. And become conscious of the breath. Noticing an expansion through your waist as you inhale. And a gentle contraction as you exhale. That can be through the nose or through the mouth. Pilates or yoga breathing, whatever works for you. If you like that tactile cue of your hands on your stomach or your chest or both, you can do that as well. Just take a few more breaths here before we begin our practice. Actually, this is part of our practice. Before we begin to move. And then take your hands to your neck so that your thumbs are at your jaw, the fingertips are at the base of your skull, and elongate the back of your neck. It's a very gentle effort. We're not really pulling, we're just sort of guiding, aiding the neck, the back of the neck to get a little bit longer, the crown of the head to reach toward the wall behind you. And then release that, bend both knees if they're not, hands to your thigh bones, so that the heels of the hands rest in your hip creases, and then press the thigh bones away. You can think of it as reaching your knees away from your hips, your pubic bone away from your belly button. You're manually pressing yourself into neutral without really using much muscle, without using your back. Then try to maintain this length. Grab your ball, if you're using one, and place it between your inner thighs, just above your knees. Good, so keep that neutral pelvis. With your next inhale, reach your arms up toward the ceiling. Your palms are gonna face one another. And with your next exhale, allow your shoulder blades to drop toward the floor. So just like we do when we're on the foam roller. Inhale, gently lift the shoulder blades. Exhale, weight your arm bones into your shoulder sockets, keeping length through your neck. We'll do this one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, wrap the shoulder blades. Activate the armpit muscles a little bit. And then with your next inhale, we're just gonna open the arms. Palms are gonna face the ceiling. As you exhale, use your waistline to bring your arms back towards center and squeeze your ball using your lower abdominals, your pelvic floor. Inhale, open the arms, release some tension on the ball, and then exhale, everything draws toward midline, everything connects and engages. It's subtle, but you want to be feeling this more in your waist than anywhere else. If you don't have a ball, that's okay. You can still get this feeling of activation through the core. Just imagine you're squeezing a ball. Keeping the shoulder blades down, take a few more here. Last two. Last one. And bring your arms back down by your sides. Your palms can face the ceiling to help keep the chest open. Heels toe your feet together, so the inner edges of your feet are gonna touch. If you're using a ball, your knees are not gonna touch, but you're squeezing the ball gently. Making sure the pelvis stays neutral. With an inhale, rotate your right knee to the right. Don't drop that ball or that imaginary ball. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, rotate the left knee to the left. Exhale, squeeze. So we've done it before, but just keep in mind, this is obviously a subtle movement, but you want to control it using the lower abdominals and the pelvic floor and a little bit of inner thigh. So the idea, the goal is that as one knee rotates, the opposite hip doesn't go with it. So the knee is rotating, but the spine and pelvis are not. We're training our bodies to do that. Moving with your breath, relaxing your shoulders. Good. Is everybody feeling this? Great. We'll take a few more each direction. Reconnect to the waistline. Like there's a band between the hip bones and it's retightening. each time you squeeze toward center. One more each way. And pause. Let's take the ball out for a moment. Hold on to it and just draw your knees to your chest. Give yourself a hug. Take a little break here for the inner thighs. Maybe rock from side to side if it feels good. And then bring the feet back to the floor. Bring your ball back between your inner thighs if you're using one. The feet are going to stay hip distance apart this time. With your next exhale, begin to find imprint. Bringing the hip bones and the bottom ribs toward one another, feeling the obliques kick on, feeling your lumbar spine lengthen toward the mat. And then with an exhale, use your waist to pull both knees to tabletop. Inhale, reach your arms up toward the ceiling, palms face in. Exhale, drop the shoulder blades down, Gajanya, stacking your knees over your hips, 90-degree angle. With your next inhale, start to take your arms toward your ears. Stop before your ribs start to flare. And then exhale, use the waistline to pull the arms back up toward center. Inhale, take the arms back, keep the front ribs connected. Exhale, pull the arms back and squeeze the ball. We'll take a few more here. Inhale, release some tension on the ball. Exhale, arms pull in, ball squeezes. Very nice. Making sure the arms don't come so far back that you lose your upper abdominal connection. Take two more here. They're harder than they look. Pause. Take your ball out. Hug your knees to your chest. Maybe take the knees wide this time toward the shoulders and get a little stretch of the inner thighs. All right, so then we're going to bring the left foot down to the floor. We're going to keep that knee bent and then bring the ball underneath your right heel. Hang on one sec, you guys. I'll be right there. Thanks, Augusta. His leash is hanging on the floor if you need it. It's on the screen. Thank you. Hi. Okay, so bring your ball underneath your right heel. Your left knee is bent. And you're gonna apply some gentle pressure to that ball just so that it doesn't roll away. Makes sense so far? Your feet are about hip distance apart. Good. And then you're gonna roll the ball away from you. So you're straightening your right leg. Find your neutral. You can manually do it if you'd like. Keep that length through the back of your neck. Arms are down by your sides for now. As you exhale, all I want you to do is engage your right glutes. You're going to press your heel into that ball. So this is where if you don't have a ball, you can just do this on the floor, but we're going to move with it in a minute. So foam roller is better. You can press into the foam roller and release. As you exhale, engage the right glutes, press into that ball. And inhale, release. And if this isn't making sense, let me know. This is kind of a new one. We've done it maybe once. Exhale, engage the right glutes, press into the ball, use that resistance, and inhale to release. And take a few more just like this. So it's a great exercise for the glutes that really just doesn't compromise anything else. Making sure you're not using your low back. Engaging through the low waist. Drawing the hip bones apart for 4. Last 2. And squeeze. Now you're going to hold that squeeze. So your glutes are on. This time as you exhale, you're gonna start to bend the right knee and pull the ball toward you, using the glutes. So the glutes and hamstrings, and then inhale, extend the right leg again. Exhale, pull the heel and the sits bone together. And inhale, extend the leg. Check in with your alignment. It's easy to start to tuck here. You want as much as possible to try to keep your neutral pelvis. And then you can also use your right hand here as a tactile cue. Try to get out of the hip flexors and into the glutes. Little bit of waistline. Beautiful. It doesn't have to be a big range of motion. Take about 4 more. The more you press into your prop, the easier it'll be to stay out of the hip flexors and in the glutes. Last 2. Last 1, pull that ball in, or the foam roller, whatever you're using. Plant your foot kind of firmly on the ball. So now instead of just my heel, I'm sort of in like a bird on a perch, wrapping my foot around the ball. Stand into it, feel the glutes activate, and then pull the left knee up to tabletop. Good. With your next inhale, reach the arms up toward the ceiling. Drop the shoulder blades down. Exhale, open the arms into a T. Good, so we're just gonna open the arms, palms face up. With your next inhale, you're gonna rotate the left knee out to the left, and then exhale, make a circle back to center. Inhale, rotate that left knee open, don't let the right hip follow, exhale, circle. So you're just making a small circle with that left leg, with the left knee. You're standing into that ball, and that's helping to keep that right leg, that right hip stable. Take 2 more. Really feeling the low waist here. Good. Lower the left foot. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Let's kind of shimmy that ball over to the other side. So it's going to be underneath the left foot. Right knee is bent, right foot is on the floor. And then extend the left leg. So that left leg straightens this time to start. Check if you're tucking, and maybe you use your hands to manually find neutral with engagement. Stand into the right heel a little bit, and then as you exhale, engage the left glutes, press into the ball, left heel. Inhale, release. Exhale, find the left glutes, squeeze the ball if you're using one, and inhale, release. Moving with your breath. Using the resistance of the ball, the instability of the ball, so that your body has to stay stable. If you don't, you'll lose that ball. Take about 4 more. All right, so the next time you press into the ball, keep some pressure there. With your next exhale, you're gonna roll the ball toward you. Sits bone and heel connect. And then inhale, extend the left leg. Exhale, use the left glutes and hamstrings to pull the ball in. Inhale, extend the leg. So maybe you bring your left fingertips into your left hip crease. And notice if your hip flexors want to do all of the work, if they want to grip. If that's happening, try pressing into your prop a little bit harder. Excuse me, guys. Check in with your neck. Mine definitely shortened. Take about 4 more here. A little wobbly is good. Last 2. pull the ball in, pause here, adjust so that your foot is really kind of like your whole foot is pressing into the ball, feels pretty stable. Feel those left glutes still working. And with an exhale, pull the right knee up to find tabletop. Anchoring the thigh bone in the hip socket. With an inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, open the arms out, adding more instability. Inhale, rotate the right knee out to the right without the left hip going. Exhale, circle down toward the floor, through center and to where you started. It doesn't have to be big. The goal here is that the right leg is really just challenging. The movement of the right leg is challenging you to keep everything else from moving, everything else stable, which is harder when you have a ball underneath your opposite foot. Last 3. Really feel the low abdominals working to keep you stable. Beautiful, lower the right foot. Good, all right. One more time. We're gonna grab that ball. You can use your feet, maybe. Good. Bring it into your hands and then bring it back between your inner thighs. Lower the feet down. With your next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, drop the shoulder blades down. Keep length through the neck. With an inhale, open the arms. And with an exhale, pull both knees. Exhale, let's find imprint first, and then pull both knees to tabletop. Anytime both feet are lifted, you generally want to work an imprint. Give that ball a squeeze. With your next inhale, lower both legs. Exhale, first squeeze the ball, and then bring the knees back in. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze, find the low waist, pull the knees to center. We'll take a few more. Watch the neck and shoulders. Your hip bones come back to your bottom ribs. Last 3. Take the ball out, set it down. Hug your knees to your chest and circle your knees away from one another. Get that inner thigh release. We've done a lot of work there. And you can reverse your circle. Good, Jenya. Perfect. Really just do whatever feels good, whatever your body needs right now. Tuck your right knee to your chest. Extend the left leg out onto the floor in front of you. Just kind of reach through that left heel. So you'll feel a little bit of an opening, hopefully, through the left hip and through the left waist. It's going to be subtle. Imagine pressing your left foot into the wall in front of you. Just a little bit of a release here. Relax your shoulders. And we'll switch sides. Left knee draws in, and right leg extends out. And same thing, it's not a huge stretch, but you want to feel a little bit of lengthening through the right hip flexors. It helps to elongate the right foot toward the wall in front of you. All right, draw both knees to your chest. Gently roll onto your side. Take your time as you find your way up to seated. We've been on our backs for a while, so I don't want to get lightheaded. And once you get there, you'll grab your theraband. So we will be here for a few minutes. So I want you to find a seated position that's going to be comfortable to maintain. If you want to sit in a chair, you can grab one. If you're comfortable cross-legged, that's fine. It doesn't really matter for what we're going to do. This is mostly upper body. You can sit on a prop. All right, so we're going to start by sitting on our band. And you want to make sure that you have equal length coming out on both sides here. Perfect, Jenya. All right. So when you're ready, if you have the length to do it, if you don't, you can just bring your right hand down. Otherwise, if you have the length in your band, you're gonna inhale, you're gonna press both arms up toward the ceiling, try to keep the shoulders down. And as you exhale, bring the right hand down and bring a side stretch to the left waist. Root down through the left sits bone here. And then inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, left hand down. Stretch through the right waist. Make sure the right hip isn't popping up. Reach down through that sits bone. Press the back of your head to the wall behind you. Let's take one more little stretch on each side. Draw the front ribs in. And through center, one or the other direction. So you don't have to take both arms up in between. Press the right sits bone down. Inhale up, exhale, release. You're gonna come off of your band. And you're just gonna bring it behind you. Let me get my hair out of my way. So you're gonna hold on to the band. Palms are gonna face forward. The band is gonna be behind your back. And you wanna make sure that your grip is wide enough that you can outstretch your arms, but narrow enough that you still feel a little bit of tension there. Root down through the sits bones, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Pull the front ribs in, press the back of your head to the wall behind you. There's your alignment. Try not to lose it. And as you exhale, just press your arms out to the sides. Pause here. So notice, hopefully you're getting a little opening through the chest without popping the ribs. And then inhale, pull the elbows back toward the waist. Exhale, press. Inhale, pull. So adjust the grip if you need to. I'm gonna make mine a little bit tighter. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm a mess. You guys keep going. So you almost have this like gentle tug of the chin. Very nice. So it's a strengthener and it's a stretch. Each time you exhale, can you pull your navel toward your spine? Got it. Avoid locking the elbows for 4. Last one. And release. Hold on to your band. You're going to bring your right hand down next to you. So if you're seated in a chair, you'll just have that right hand close by. You might want to loosen the grip a little bit. And then reach the left arm up toward the ceiling, actually. This is mine too much. My left palm is still facing forward. So I've got this sort of like diagonal shape between my arms. With an inhale, bend your elbows so that your hand comes toward the top of your head. And then exhale, press it up toward the ceiling. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. And you're kind of pressing the elbow toward the wall behind you a little bit. So we're working the triceps. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Notice if your left shoulder wants to pop up. And try to draw the shoulder blade onto your back. Do you guys feel this? Keep the wrist long if you can. I was bending too. Take about 4 more. Sit up tall. Last 2. Doesn't have to be big, mine isn't, and I feel this. 1 more. Perfect. And then switch, bring that left hand down. Adjust your grip accordingly. Right palm faces forward. Right wrist is long. Inhale, bend so that your hand comes toward the top of your head. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. So keep some tension on your bands the whole time. Good. Very nice. Yes. So as the hand comes down toward the top of the head, it also comes sort of toward the back of the head, helping to keep the chest open, the elbow open. Notice where your right shoulder is. Draw the shoulder blades together. Perfect, Jenny. Last 4. Check in with that wrist. Good. Last 2. Keep the tension even as the elbow bends. Very nice. Release. Set the band down for a moment. We'll take a stretch. Reach the right arm in front of you. Pull it in. Drop the shoulder blade down. You can move the head around if that feels good. Release. Shake it out. And we'll do the other side. Left arm holds across. Draw it toward your chest. Drop that shoulder. Remember to breathe. Good, release. Shake it out. Take your band again. If you're sitting cross-legged, Jessica, you will switch out the cross of your legs. We're gonna reach the arms up now. So you have your band. Hands are slightly wider than your shoulders. You have a little bit of tension to start. As you exhale, think about pulling your shoulder blades down and together to draw the elbows down and your band slightly behind your head. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades down. Band comes behind you. You got it. Keep going. So again, we're strengthening the muscles of the upper back, the muscles of the armpits, but we're also opening the chest, so it should feel good at the same time. And you want to keep some tension on the band, even as you quote release. A little bit of triceps in there as well. Watch those front ribs, pull them in, fill out some space in your back waist. It's easy to arch the back here. Last 4. Reach the band up, set it down. We're going to take one more stretch. So Jenya, if you prefer to take this one again, you can. Otherwise, reach the right arm up by the right ear. You're going to bend that elbow. Hand comes between your shoulder blades. Left hand pulls on the right elbow. You can press your head into your right arm. Good, gently release, shake it all out. Feels so good, and we'll switch sides. Left arm, Right arm pulls the left elbow. And then your head is going to want to dip forward. Press it back gently into your left arm. Root down through your sits bones and see if you can draw your front ribs back in. Couple more deep breaths here. And gently release. And shake out the shoulders. Beautiful. Wiggle out the neck a little bit. All right, we are going to come up to standing. Bring your ball if you have one. And we're going to start with the band and we're going to wrap it around the outer thighs. So you can wrap it and tie it. If you have like a circular band, that's great. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and grab mine. So I'm terrible at undoing those knots. I'm just not even going to deal with it. Okay. So either tie your band, or if you happen to have one of these circular ones, you can just step into it, makes things easier. And it's going to be kind of halfway up the thighs. Let's slide this back a little bit. Can you get, yeah, you can see me. All right, so feet are gonna start not quite hip distance apart. Take your time. And you don't have to use it. Props are mostly optional. When you're ready, first just bring your hands together in front of your heart and kind of establish your strength here in this standing position. We've been lying down and seated for a while, now we're up. Draw the shoulder blades together, root down through the feet, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Find the waistline, take a deep inhale, and with an exhale, bend the knees, reach the sits bones back. So making sure that the knees aren't coming forward to bring you down, but instead the sits bones are reaching back. And it's just this little sort of micro squat. And then you're going to lift the right heel, but try not to lift the right hip. So keep the pelvis level. Press into the ball of that foot. As you exhale, we're going to rotate the right knee open. Inhale, find center. That's it. Exhale, press it away. Inhale, find center. So this is reminiscent of lying down, right, with the ball between the inner thighs. It's the same idea, just a different orientation to gravity. We're rotating the knee open, but the pelvis is not going with you. I mean, the right hip is, but the left hip isn't. Take about 4 more. Find that tension on your band, use it to your advantage. Open up the chest. Last 2. And pause and release. Lower the right heel, stand up. Take a breath. Everybody doing okay? When you're ready, waistline is on. You're rooting down through the heels. You're long through the spine. Hands together in front of the heart. Find your little micro squat by reaching the sits bones back. Inhale, lift the left heel. Try not to let the hips go anywhere. As you exhale, rotate the left knee open. Inhale, release, just like so. Find that band between the hip bones, keep it engaged. Notice if this feels different on one side versus the other. Probably does. Where can you adjust? Four more here. Keep that chest lifted or open. Last one, press it open and pause before you bring it in. Lower the left heel. Inhale, rise up tall. Very nice, you guys. You can take the band off. I do recommend these. Grab your ball if you have one. If you don't, you can pretend. Great. All right. So this time we're going to have the feet together. You're going to place the ball between the inner thighs. If the ball is too big to have the feet touching, that's okay. Just do your best imitation. Start with your hands in prayer. Lengthen up, root down. Find, especially the pelvic floor, the ball should be making that a little bit easier. With an inhale, reach the sits bones back. Find your baby squat. Lift the right heel up. And with your next inhale, pelvis stays level. You're going to rotate the right knee open. And exhale, you squeeze it in. So just different emphasis here. We worked the outer thighs. Now we're working the inner thighs. Press the palms together to help open the chest. For 4. Tighten the band between the hip bones. Lower the right heel. Inhale, rise up to standing. Good. When you're ready, exhale, reach the sits bones back. Find your micro squat. Chest is open. Inhale, lift the left heel. Rotate the left knee open. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, squeeze. So you can bring your hands to your hip bones. If you want to kind of feel where the pelvis is in space, if you can see your camera, that's always helpful too. Press into that right heel a little bit. Check in with the waist. Take about 4 more. Press into the ball with the inner right thigh as well. Last 2. Pause, lower the left heel. Inhale, stand up tall. Good. Take the ball out. You can set it out of your way. Nice work, you guys. We're going to make our way back onto the ground. So let's do it in our yogic manner, starting in mountain pose. Rooting down, lengthening up, hands to prayer, knees are soft. With an inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen through the side waist. Exhale, gentle fold forward, keeping that neutral spine. Inhale, reach the collarbones forward, just kind of opening the chest gently. And then exhale, bend the knees as much as you need to get your hands to the floor. And step your feet back to find and hold a plank. Option to bring the knees down. You're softening your elbows and thinking about pulling your elbows into your waistline. Reach forward through the crown of the head. Maybe you soften the knees, bring sits bones to heels, heels to sits bones. Last 3 deep breaths here. You can always lower the knees. And exhale, let's all lower the knees. Reach your hips toward your heels and find a child's pose. Let your head be heavy. Let your arms be heavy. Let your hips be heavy and breathe into your lower back. Soften your jaw. With your next inhale, make your way up to all 4s. As you exhale, tuck the toes under behind you. The elbows are soft. You're pulling your elbows into your waistline, so you're nice and connected through the waist. And then we're going to lift the knees up and find downward facing dog just to find a stretch here because it's such a good stretch for like so many different parts of the body. Pressing the floor away with your hands. You're reaching up with your tailbone, back with your sits bones. It's more about length through the spine than length through the legs. Look your arm bones into your shoulder sockets. Let your head be heavy. And then start to pedal out the feet gently, stretching through the backs of the legs. Spreading the fingers. And then soften both knees. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, gently bring your knees back to the floor. Separate the knees a little bit wider this time, so a little bit wider than the hips if you can. Reach your hips back toward your heels. This time, keep the elbows lifted, tent the fingers. Press into the fingers and see if you can use that pressure to get your hips a little bit closer to your heels, to find a deeper opening through your lower back and through your shoulders. And walk both hands over toward the right corner of your mat. Draw your left hip away from your left shoulder. And to avoid compressing the right side of your spine, reach long through the right fingertips as well. Breathing into the left waist. Walk your hands over to the left side. Let your head be heavy. Reach through both fingertips. As you reach your right hip toward your right heel and breathe into the right waist. And walk both hands back toward the center. As you inhale, make your way up to all fours. And we're going to find our way through seated. You can cross the shins behind you if you'd like. And then lie down on your back. Bring your prop with you that you're going to use to stretch. Just make sure the heat didn't turn off. All right, so once you get there, let's start with a figure four stretch. You can cross your right ankle over the front of your left thigh. Shift your weight toward your left hip a little bit. Flex the right foot. Breathe into that outer right hip. I was told the sun would be out. Take a couple more deep breaths on this side. Relax your shoulders. When you're ready, gently release. Take the feet wide. Rock your knees from side to side. And then heel toe your feet in. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh and find your stretch on the opposite side. Shift some weight toward the right hip. Drop the shoulders, lengthen the back of your neck out toward the floor. Soften the jaw, a couple more breaths here. Exhale, slowly release. Rock the knees side to side a few times. When you're ready, grab your stretchy prop. Let's start on the left side. Bring the left foot into it and extend that leg up toward the ceiling. Right knee can stay bent or it can lengthen out. Pressing that foot into the wall in front of you, toward the wall in front of you. The left heel lifts, the ball of the foot drops, and the shoulders drop. Be careful that you're not hyperextending your left knee. Keep your face soft. And hook your thumb into your hip crease. Hold your prop in your right hand and bring the leg across the body if that's appropriate for you. Lengthening forward through your left sits bone. Inhale, find center. Exhale, release. And we'll switch sides. Right foot in, extend that leg up. Relax through the face, through the shoulders. With each inhale, find length. With each exhale, find depth. And then hold your prop with your left hand. Right thumb comes into the hip crease to help lengthen through the right waist as you bring the leg across the body. Inhale, leg comes back towards center. Exhale, release. Set your prop to the side. Hug your knees to your chest. And from here, just find whatever stretch you need to close out your physical practice today. It can be happy baby, it can just be rocking side to side. You can circle the knees, ask your body what it needs. And stay with your breath, always. When you're ready, you guys will find our rest pose, Shavasana. So lie comfortably on your back, bringing whatever props with you that you need to help you be comfortable. Once you get settled, close your eyes. Soften the facial expression. Keep length through the back of your neck. We're going to move through a rotation of consciousness today. Your only job is to relax and listen to the sound of my voice. When you're ready, begin to relax all 10 toes. The soles of your feet. The tops of your feet. Ankles. Your calves. Bring your awareness to your knees. Moving up to the fronts of your thighs. Feel your hips resting on the floor. Bring your awareness to your belly. The side waist. Your lower back. Your chest. Your upper back. Relax your shoulders. Upper arms. Elbows. Your forearms. Your wrists. Palms of your hands. Backs of the hands. All 10 fingers. Noticing any sensation in your fingertips. And then bring your awareness to the back of your neck. The back of your head resting on the floor. Your chin. Your teeth. Your tongue. The tip of your nose. Your cheekbones. Your eyes. Your eyebrows. Your forehead. The top of your head. And finally, bring your awareness to your third eye center. Allow your awareness to rest there for a few more moments. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring some gentle movement back into your body. Draw your knees to your chest. Extend your right arm alongside your right ear, gently rolling onto your right side. Taking your time, make your way to seated when you're ready. I can't see anyone. And hi. Bring your thumb or bring your hands together in front of your heart. Root down through the sits bones. Lengthen up through the spine. Close your eyes if you've opened them. Just take a moment here. I'll leave you with this thought as you go through the rest of your day. Somebody said it to me yesterday and it really resonated. What if there were no problems to solve? When you're ready, raise your thumbs up to third eye center. Thank you all so much for practicing with me. Namaste.
Namaste.
I'm here for any questions or feedback, as always. If you need to run, that's fine too. I did record the session, so I'll send that link out when I have a chance. And Jenya, thank you for the email back. I didn't have a chance to respond. It's automated through Zoom. I'll see if there's a way that I can, it's a good suggestion to make the password more like prominent.
Yeah, it's not that important, but
Yeah.
if there's anything you can do, I mean, I found it wasn't that hard to figure out.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I got on quickly.
Good.
I really liked the theraband work today. It's a nice piece of variety and it feels good after being away from Pilates for a little longer. It's a nice, gentle way to get back in.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. I like those too. I need that chest opening. I've been having, like, just from the coughing and everything, you know, a lot of tightness there.
Yeah. Okay. The bands that you recommend, is there any weight of those or tension?
Yeah. So there's, I have like a light, a medium, and a heavy.
Okay.
I was using the medium one today, which the brand that I have, actually it's my friend's company, so I do recommend these. Let me come over here. See it? And I can also send a link. It's Norfit.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can get them, I'm sure, like on Amazon and any brand, but this one is medium.
Okay.
And for the long one.
Yes.
What were you using?
So I just have like a random assortment. This one that I was using, the brand is actual theraband. And as far as tension, I would like, if you're gonna get one, I would also do a medium.
Okay.
And just make sure it's long enough, because that's the only, they tend to snap. I've had several of them snap on me. So don't get too light because it'll snap, and too heavy is just too much.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Good. All right, you guys, do you want me to send you any links, or you got it?
It wouldn't hurt to remind my brain to.
Okay. I'll do that then.
Thanks.
All right.
You're welcome. I'll see you Thursday. Hopefully, I will plan on seeing you guys Thursday. That's probably how I should say it.
None of us can really plan for anything.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks
Bye,
so much, you guys.
Lydia. See you.
Bye.
Bye.